Hi friends!
Happy to see you all through this video. In this video, let us have a glance on the concept of filtration theory.
Filtration theory was introduced by Lord Macaulay in 1825. Lord Macaulay, born Thomas Babington, 1800 to 1859, was an English historian, politician and poet. He was an active opponent of slavery, a supporter of education and equality in India, and instrumental to parliamentary reform to increase representation of cities that had become unrepresented relative to rural areas during the rapid industrial growth. He authored a 5-volume work on the history of England and wrote numerous clear-minded critical essays.
Filtration theory means education is to be filtered to the common people. It says education was provided to a small portion of the people and through them education was conveyed to the masses. That means drop by drop the education should go to the common people so that at due time it may take the form of a vast stream, which reminded watering the deserts of the society for long times. And high class of people should be educated and common people gain influence from them.
In the context of Indian education, two groups were informed in the British Parliament as well as among the directors of East India Company and the Christian missionaries. One group wanted to organize higher education for the higher classes only, whereas the second group was in favor of organizing higher education for the masses. In support of their views, both groups advanced their own logic.
In 1923, Warden, the member of the Governor's Council of Mumbai provinces, stated that same view in context of the education in the following ways. It is better and safer to commence by giving a good deal of knowledge to a few than a little to many.
In 1930, similar advice was rendered by the directors of East India Company to the Governor of Madras that the progress of education will be possible only when those peoples of higher classes are educated who possesses leisure for it and exercise influence over their countrymen. And because education in this process percolates down from the higher classes to the lower classes through contact, therefore some scholars termed it as the downward filtration theory.
Macaulay fully supported the downward filtration theory recommended by the General Committee of Public Instructions. This was perhaps devised as the government did not have the essential finance resources to arrange education for the masses. The English people felt that only higher strata of the society should be educated and the general masses should be left in darkness and ignorance.
According to this theory, the education was to filter down to the masses from above, but it did not happen that way nor was it expected. The high-class people were impelled by selfish motives to acquire education and after having been appointed on responsible posts was all the more cut off from the masses. This was actually what the English people wanted.
Macaulay wished that there should be no unity amongst the people. By this theory, he succeeded to divide the already divided people. The gulf between the educated rich and the poor vivided to such an alarming extent that even to the day of independence in 1947, the upper strata of the society did not contribute towards it.
Another thing is that poor were compelled to accept the lower jobs and gradually it took the shape of permanently designated as average people who to this day form the backbone of the society. But to the downward filtration theory, this class remained underprivileged. So, this theory perpetuated the interest of the privileged only.
Now, let us see the causes for the filtration theory. The first cause was need for government servants. The company government needed various types of workers to run the business of the government. They wanted to have cheap servants who may work in different capacities. This aim could be fulfilled only by an educated high class of people of India. So, the government started the policy of education of higher class.
The second cause was no money for mass education. The government did not have enough money to take the responsibility of educating the masses.
The third cause was British belief. British rulers concluded that if the standard of living and ideas of the people of higher classes in the society could be changed through English education, then the people of the lower classes will also be influenced and they shall be loyal to the British government.
The fourth caste was loyal Indians. If some people from higher classes in society, educated on English lines, could be given higher posts in government services, then naturally they will use their influence for controlling the masses from going against the government rule.
The fifth and the final cause was further expansion. After educating some people, the responsibilities of educating others could be left to them.
Then comes the causes of failure. The first cause for the failure was expansion of mass education. The government began to increase the number of English schools. It was, however, unable to provide jobs to all the educated Indians. Naturally, many of them started new schools to get themselves employed. This began to create more job seekers.
Then, the next cause for the failure was awakening. As the number of schools increased a lot, this system only fulfilled the needs of education of the common people. Educated on Western lines, some people were of wide vision and without caring for government services, and by self-interest they started schools for educating general public. Thus, an awakening took place. People became conscious of their real status. Later on, led by Mahatma Gandhi, they played leading roles in the national movement, and the British rulers had to leave India.
As a teacher, we should be a role model. We should teach our students equally without considering their status, and we have to teach them to share their knowledge with the fellow students.
Hope you understood the filtration theory.
Thank you for your patient listening.
Thank you.